Hey everybody, this is Darren Sabedra again with the Bay Area News Group, Mercury News, East Bay Times, here with Mike Lefkow. Mike, we're missing the young whippersnapper Evan Weeback this week. He's off helping the company fill in for the Warriors beat, and wasn't able to make it this week. But he did provide his picks, so we do have his picks, and he's coming off a rough week. For the first time, he only out of the 17 games last week, he only picked 10 winners, which meant that you picked up a game in the standings and I picked up 3. So going into week 8, Evan still is in first place at 68-33. He's got a 2-game lead over me and a 6-game lead over you.
Beginner's luck runs out after a while. So maybe he's had beginner's luck runs out after a while.
Yeah. Do you anticipate him coming even further back to the pack here in the next week or two, or what do you think?
I don't know, but I noticed he's having beginner's luck with the Warriors. Aren't they 4-0 in the preseason?
Oh yeah, he's got them rolling, and we'll see who he's going to help out when he comes back here onto the high school beat. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but. A couple of things that we want to talk about before we move on to the picks. Last week I was in Folsom for De La Salle Folsom. De La Salle handled the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs probably aren't going to want me. They're probably not going to want me at any of their games moving forward. I've now seen them 3 times at home, and they've lost all 3 times. It might be their only 3 losses. I don't know how many losses they've had at home over the last 6 years, but I've been at 3 of them.
Well, I don't know about you. I had a little bit of a feeling that this was going to happen. I
had a big feeling.
They're a great football program, but I don't know. You could just tell that De La Salle was ready to take it out on someone.
Right. De La Salle was so physical and fast and well prepared, and they made mistakes, but they didn't make the killer mistakes. They got the big kickoff return from Zeke Berry, who you're into recruiting. What do you make of Zeke 2 days after that game on Sunday announcing that he was decommitting from Arizona?
Well, apparently he just got back from a trip to Oregon.
Oh, okay.
I think that, from reading Brandon Huffman in 247 Sports yesterday, it sounds like Barry is now looking hard at Oregon and Michigan. Wow. And he's got other schools on, he said Arizona's still in there, but I think Arizona's going to have to scramble to keep him.
All right. Another bit of recruiting news that happened on Friday under Friday Night Lights, although it was online. Hassan Mahassan announced that he is committed to San Diego State. The missile, obviously, as well reported, suffered a season-ending ACL injury 2 weeks ago against Bellarmine. He's going to miss the rest of the season. What did you make of the missile picking San Diego State, which visits our alma mater, San Jose State, on Friday night?
Well, he said that San Diego State has really stayed with him, and continued the offer after he got hurt, and I just hope that everything goes well. Having done recruiting for 30 years, there's been too many instances where I've seen colleges backing out on kids that get hurt, and it just pisses me off when that happens. So I'm very hopeful that this will work out for him, and I think Jake Ripp from Los Gatos is also going to San Diego State. So
it's not a bad program. They're getting a new stadium. They're a program on the rise. It's a good destination. I know that school. There are a lot of people who want to go to that school.
Yeah, no, it's a good school. It's a great location. And like you, though, I'm a San Jose State grad, and I was kind of hoping some of these guys would end up as Spartans.
Right. They got to get that stadium fixed fast.
Yeah.
They definitely have to get that stadium.
Yeah, but San Diego State's playing in Carson right now.
Right, but even though that's a 2-hour drive north, that's still a nice facility.
It is a nice facility.
Yeah, Spartan's a nice facility, but it just, when you watch it on TV, I don't know what you think, but man, I can't get past no stands on the one side, and it's been that way now for 2 seasons.
Yeah, no, they got to get that thing going.
Yep, yep. So De La Salle beats Folsom. That opens the door for a few Bay Area schools to potentially play in that top division at state. St. Francis, at this point, you would think has the inside track, given that it has beaten De La Salle, but it still has potentially 2 games with Serra before they get to Selection Sunday for the CIF. What do you make of where we stand right now, going into week 8 at the top of NorCal football?
Well, I agree. I mean, if St. Francis runs the table, they got to be the representative. I mean, how would you not pick them?
Right.
If they split with Serra, well, I mean, they still have the victory over De La Salle. Again, I would have to think
the split would have to go. Serra wins the first one. St. Francis loses the. If Serra wins the first one and St. Francis wins the second one, then St. Francis moves on. But if it's the other way around and St. Francis wins the regular season game and Serra wins the CCS game, St. Francis isn't going to state, because you have to win a CCS title to go to state.
Right. Yeah, that would be a tough one. I mean, Serra would have the victory over St. Francis, but Serra and De La Salle didn't play. And
Right.
and De La Salle has definitely played a tougher schedule. But
Right.
I don't know. I tend to think right now that De La Salle might be number 3 in that pecking order.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, because the state might look at it like, who's going to actually have any chance against one of those teams. I mean, just they're looking for the best matchup, and with
you're right.
a red hot De La Salle teams, assuming it runs the table the rest of the way, would it be the team that the CIF officials think that would be the better matchup for the top team from Southern California?
Well, I mean, I don't know. For the top team from Southern California, they might want to pick Cal or Stanford, but I mean, I don't know. I tend to think that, I mean, St. Francis is in the driver's seat, and then we'll just have to see what happens with Serra and De La Salle.
Right. Well, you have anything else to add before we get to the picks? We got a number of picks here.
No, let's get them. I got to catch up to you guys.
Yeah, it's 6 games you got to make up on Evan. Let's start with game 1. It's an e-ball game out of the Valley Division. Doherty Valley, coming off a rough loss to Foothill, is going to be playing 2-5 Granada. Cal Preps predicts Granada to win this game by 7. I'm going Doherty Valley. Evan's going Doherty Valley. Who you got?
Yeah, make it a sweep. I'm going to pick Doherty Valley.
Wow, we're going against Cal Preps. So, okay. Next game on the list, game 2, Washington Fremont, 5-1 for the Huskies. I know one of those wins, I believe, was a forfeit win, but anyhow, still 5-1. Going to Castro Valley, 3-3. Castro Valley thumped Washington in the spring. Cal Preps predicts Castro Valley to win by a touchdown. Evan's taking Castro Valley. I'm going with my daughter's alma mater. I'm taking Washington or Fremont. Who you got?
I'm picking Castro Valley to edge Washington.
Think it's going to be closer than the spring? I think the spring game was kind of a rout.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game, and I like what the coach at Washington Fremont is doing right now, but I think Castro Valley wins it this year.
Salesian 5-0, traveling to El Cerrito 4-2. Cal Preps doesn't believe this is going to be close, saying El Cerrito 28-6. I'm taking El Cerrito. Evan's taking El Cerrito. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Gauchos.
You got El Cerrito. Okay. Game 4 on the list, Hillsdale 4-2. They're coming off a rough loss to Sergio Beltran and Menlo. They're traveling to Cappuccino, which is also 4-2. Evan and I are both taking Hillsdale. And so is Cal Preps. Cal Preps says 35-24. Who you got?
Now let's make it unanimous. I'm going with Hillsdale also.
Holy moly, we're like back to early in the season when we were all picking the same. I'm guessing that's going to be we're going to do the same here with this next pick. Los Gatos at 7-0, traveling to Palo Alto 3-3. This is a rivalry game. I expect Palo Alto to play probably its best game of the season, but I still don't think that'll be enough to knock off the Wildcats, who I believe their winning streak, right? It's like an enormous winning streak, or no? Or
yeah. It's like 16 in a row now or something.
Okay, so anyhow, so Los Gatos, wait, it can't be 16 in a row. Are we talking regular season? 16 in a row.
Regular season, yeah.
Because they lost to Cardinal Newman, I think,
Yeah,
in 2019. Cal Preps doesn't think this is going to be close, picking Los Gatos 42-7. I've got Los Gatos. Evan's got Los Gatos. You got Los Gatos too?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be 42-7, but I think Los Gatos wins.
Okay. California, De La Salle. California 6-0. De La Salle 4-2. Cal Preps predicts 48-13. I'm going De La Salle, obviously. Evan's going De La Salle.
Yeah, we're all going De La Salle.
We're all going De La Salle. Okay. Campo 3-3. Kind of an ugly 3-3, right? I mean, they've had some bad losses.
Well, I mean, the game last week and earlier in the season,
the
Actos, those are two bad
right?
losses. Yeah,
I thought
at home too.
Right. I thought Campo had gotten itself together, but apparently not. They're on the road against Acalanes, which is a couple of points away from an undefeated record. They're 4-2. Lost last week to Las Lomas 35-34, and to Monte Ranch of Reno 31-30 earlier in the season. I'm taking Acalanes. Evan's taking Acalanes. Who you got?
Oh, Acalanes, and they got all sorts of big events planned for that game, by the way.
Oh, do they?
They're going to put on quite a. They're going to be honoring first responders, and I guess it's going to be quite something.
Wow. Okay. Game 8 on the list. This was a really tough one to pick. San Ramon Valley 5-1 at the Ugly Eagles, taking on Clayton Valley 4-2. Clayton coming off the really, really excruciating loss to Cal, giving up a touchdown with 15.5 seconds left. Jay Calcagno catching I believe it was a 20-yard touchdown pass from Teddy Boris to pull out the victory. Second time that Teddy has pulled out a victory at home over the Ugly Eagles in the last 3 years. San Ramon Valley, we all know about them. They're 5-1. They look really good. You saw them in their only loss, and I think they probably could have won that game. I think there was a controversial call, if I remember.
Well, there were a couple calls that I thought if they had gone the other way, San Ramon Valley might have won that game.
Okay, well, the Wolves are 5-1. I struggled with this pick, but I ended up going with San Ramon Valley, very close. Evans got San Ramon Valley. Cal Preps has San Ramon Valley 21-20. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with San Ramon.
Wow, all of us.
Well, I was doing the cap for that game, and there are a couple of interesting things I picked up on. Clayton Valley in its last 2 games has had almost 400 more yards than its opponents.
Wow.
About 200 per game, but they've been 3 for 8 in extra point attempts. And I don't know if those stats are right. Clayton Valley is probably blowing some scoring opportunities.
Wow. Okay. We'll see what happens. They're going to be on their home field. We know that they're going to be pretty fired up after last week. So that will be a game to watch. Game 9 on the list. Sergio Beltran takes his aerial show on the road. Menlo School going to Aragon. Aragon is a quiet 4-2. Menlo is not so quiet 6-0. I'm taking Menlo in this game. Evans got Menlo. Cal Preps has Menlo by 27. They have 48-21. Who you got?
I'm going to take Menlo. I was tempted to pick Aragon, but I think Menlo wins. I don't think it's going to be by 27 points, though.
31 touchdown passes for Sergio Beltran through 6
No,
games.
he's terrific. I mean, he's a really good player. I still
Right.
don't think Menlo's going to win by 4 touchdowns, though.
Okay. All right. Next one on the list. This was also a tough one. Monte Vista 6-0 under CJ Anderson. Be sure to check out on the mercurynews.com and eastbaytimes.com websites. Evan Webeck has a nice takeout on CJ and Javid Best, the 2 former NFL players who are now coaching at the high school level here in the Bay Area. Monte Vista at 6-0, traveling to Amador Valley 4-2. Who you got? I'll let you go first.
I'm going to pick the upset in this one. I'm going to go with Amador.
You're taking Amador, okay.
Their schedule is brutal for the rest of the season. This might be their one chance.
Wow. I'm going Monte Vista to go to 7-0. Evan is going Monte Vistas, and Cal Preps, the computer, has Monte Vista at 21-10. So
I'm being different on this one.
Huh? You're taking a chance, but we'll see.
Taking a chance. Why not?
They got a chance. Game 11 on the list, Fremont of Oakland at Skyline. Let's see. Skyline's 2-3. Fremont of Oakland is 3-1. With Fremont of Oakland's 1 loss being to Granada, 17-8. Skyline has lost to Antioch, Salesian, and Miramonte. Cal Preps thinks it's going to be really close. Has Fremont winning 17-16. I'm taking Skyline. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Skyline. I think the home field advantage prevails.
We have a chance to make up a game here on young Evan Webeck, who took Fremont in this game.
No, Fremont's got some talent.
Right. A few more games left. We got Mountain View at Homestead. This should be a good game. Homestead has the win over Palo Alto. Mountain View's 5-2. Wins over Los Altos, Milpitas, Santa Clara, Sacred Heart Prep, and TKA. Stephens, their quarterback's pretty good, huh?
Yes, he is. He's a very good quarterback.
Yeah, he's having a nice year. Cal Preps predicts Mountain View to win 27-26. I'm taking Mountain View. I think it's going to be close. It's on the road. Evan's taking Mountain View. Who you got?
Yep, it's a sweep again. I'm going with Mountain View.
Mountain View. All right. Game 13 on the list. Burlingame 6-0, but struggled in its last game, winning over the Kings Academy. I believe it was 10-7. They take their undefeated record on the road to a tough place to play. They're going to Terra Nova, which is 4-2. One of Terra Nova's losses was to Menlo School. They actually held Sergio Beltran in check, losing that game 15-6. They also lost to Sacred Heart Prep 14-13. I'm taking Terra Nova to hand Burlingame its first loss. Evan is taking Terra Nova to hand Burlingame its first loss. Cal Preps says Burlingame is going to stay undefeated. Cal Preps, the computer has Burlingame winning 21-10. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Cal Preps. I think Burlingame stays undefeated in a low-scoring game.
Low scoring, 10-7,
Yes.
14-13, one of those type of games.
That might not even, I mean, I could see it being 10-7 again.
All right. Couple of WCal games here. Sacred Heart Cathedral at 1-5, but we mentioned this last week. That 1-5, those 5 losses were they were competitive in all of those games. Even to St. Francis, they were within 1 score going to the 4th quarter. Valley needed late heroics from Jurion Dickey to beat them, and Jackson Berman, the quarterback. Sacred Heart finally got its first win last week, beating rival SI 21-20. They take their act on the road to San Jose City College, where they're going to play Bellarmine. Bellarmine is 5-1. I'm taking Bellarmine, but I think it's not going to be a complete wipeout. Evans got Bellarmine. Cal Preps has Bellarmine, but they have it like a complete wipeout, 38-12. So what do you think?
I think Bellarmine's going to win, and I don't know if it'll be by 4 touchdowns, but I think it'll be a double-digit victory.
Okay. Serra Valley Christian. This is always a tough game for both teams, especially when it's at Valley. Serra 5-0, Valley 4-2. Valley's losses were to Pittsburgh, ranked number 4 by us, and St. Francis, ranked number 2 by us. Now they're going up against Serra, ranked number 1 by us. Tough schedule.
Really tough schedule.
I am taking Serra. Evan's taking Serra. Cal Preps is taking Serra by 2 touchdowns, 31-17. What do you think?
I'm going to take Serra, but I think it's going to be a 1-score game.
Woo. You think Jackson Berman and Jurion Dickey are going to keep it close?
I think playing at Valley Christian is always difficult. And I think Serra is going to win that game, but I think it's going to be a battle.
Okay. Last game on the list, the bonus game, game number 16. Leland 5-1 at Santa Teresa 3-3. Coach Pappin, can he pull the upset and knock Leland off its undefeated record in the Mount Hamilton division of the BVAL? I say no. Leland wins this game. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with Leland. I no upset to that in that game.
Evans got Leland. Cal Preps has Leland 28-6.
That sounds
right.
Cool.
Very good. Anything to add? Anything you're looking forward to as we move into week 8? It's starting to get cooler outside. We're 2 weeks from Halloween. We're 3 weeks. We've got 4 more games counting this week in the regular season, and then playoff time. So,
I think there's some real intriguing matchups this week. Serra Valley Christian that we just talked about, that is almost I don't want to call it a trap game, but that's going to be a tough game for Serra.
Mm-hmm.
And then that San Ramon Valley, Clayton Valley charter game, that's a game that'll be interesting to watch. I mean,
no doubt about it.
Yeah, that one. I mean, you talk about hot quarterbacks. Jack Quigley at San Ramon Valley
he's kind of hot.
The last 2 games is throwing 6 or 7 touchdowns and only 3 incompletions.
He's got his rhythm. He's got it sounds like, remember we were talking about him earlier in the season where he just missed guys. It was like they didn't have their timing down because the guys were open and he was overthrowing them, and it looks like he's got his timing down now.
But there's not too many schools that have better receivers than Tyler Hoffman and Salisbury. Tanner Sal. I mean, those 2 are really good.
Right.
And then you got that Zadarian Nardi as a running back. I mean, that team is really talented.
No doubt about it. So anyhow, well, check out our coverage, mercurynews.com, eastbaytimes.com. We're with Bay Area News Group. Check out our coverage all weekend. We got stuff every day during the weekend. We have stuff every day during the week. Get a digital subscription, and thanks for watching. Till next time.